Hello, my dears, and welcome. Happy new moon in Capricorn. I am so excited. I wanted to show my at-home house cocktail tray. I have my Earl Grey tea, organic, don't panic. I have some warm water as well, and I'm wearing my ambitious ensemble. And so I don't know if you can go and look at, I left the timestamp on the picture that I have for this video, and I left the timestamp on there because that photograph is from the 16th of March in 2020. It was my last day in corporate. I live in Massachusetts and the North Shore, but it's kind of like around Boston. That was the day that the whole world kind of changed. And so I wanted to show that. And also it's like the title of this video states, this is my second attempt to record this video. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be here with you. So as the title of the video states, this new moon is about showing the world what COVID birthed. The new moon is at 20 degrees of Capricorn. And what do you mean by what did COVID birth? So the 12th of January, we had a conjunction of Saturn and Pluto. 12th of January 2020, pardon me. And that was kind of the beginning of the changing of the world as we knew it. And so this new moon is off by 2 degrees. So this is our time. Normally new moons are time to plant seeds of manifestation, but this is your stage to really show the world and set your intention for this new paradigm that you are now in. It's a very exciting time to be alive and to be conscious. Even if you're not conscious, it's a very exciting time to be alive. So we are going to get into it. And depending on where you are watching this, I am going to be offering my introductory videos for the new moons and the full moon in about a week early in the Patreon group. So if you're watching it in the Patreon group, I love you. Thank you for being here. And if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're keen for early access and more of a deep dive, kind of like what I'd been doing in 2023 on my YouTube channel for free, if you're keen to invest in yourself and do the deep dive, I have a Patreon group for that, and we'll have the channeled message from my guides as well as the astrology reading for all signs for this new moon. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely go check the link. It'll be below as well as in my about section. And if you are interested in kind of a preview of what that looks like, please go watch some of my December content for the new moon and the full moon in December 2023. I put the majority of what will be in the Patreon group to showcase to you, and that was my Christmas gift to all of you. So let's get into it. Please pause this video. Please go grab some coffee or tea. I've really been enjoying this. I think it's strawberry calcite. It's been a really lovely heart healing stone, and I'm just so grateful for it. So please go grab your coffee or tea. Pause the video. Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Alrighty, Rooney. Let's just talk about the dates really quick and when this new moon is falling. We'll go over a few lenses of the astrology. I'm going to talk about the tarot and which cards represent the decan of the astrological wheel that we're going to be kind of looking at, as well as just like a little bit of whatever kind of comes through as I start to channel and see what we are going to be focusing on. There are a significant amount of astrological aspects. There's a few things. I'm going to do my best to offer it to you in a very accessible way. If you are interested, I will put the link to a few astrologers below that I learn a lot from. And then Heather. Because definitely astrology is one of the lenses that I utilize in my practice, but not the only lens that I utilize in my practice. So if you're interested in extremely deep diving information on the astrology alone, I'll offer some links below for that. But let's get into it. So this new moon in Capricorn is happening at 20 degrees and 44 minutes. And this wheel behind me is the general astrological wheel. So it always starts in Aries, the first house, and goes all the way over to Pisces at the 12th house. And this new moon is happening over here in House of Legacy. public life, public image, highest aspirations. This is the midheaven for the general astrological wheel. Now, what we do every day, this is our daily tasks, what we do every day. 12th house is what our soul came here to do. This is our legacy. This is our legacy. So let's get into the dates. For the Gold Coast in Australia, this is happening at 21:57 on the 11th of January. Central Standard Time in the United States, it's happening at 5:57, the 11th of January. And Eastern Standard Time, Gloucester, Massachusetts, where I am, 6:57 on the 11th of January. And so when we have a new moon, what does that mean? It's when the sun and the moon are conjunct in the sky, the same place at the exact same time. So everybody on the planet gets a new moon. It just really depends on what time zone you're in. So what are the other planets that we have over here in this house? Because this is a very excitable house over here. We have Pluto, 29 degrees of Capricorn. This guy is going to be going into Aquarius, oh my God, the next week on the 20th. The sun and the moon will go into Aquarius, the sun and Pluto will go into Aquarius together. This is a big, big, big deal. Definitely go back and watch my January introductory video. I touch a little bit more on that, and I'll probably do an entire video just about that because that is a huge, huge, huge deal. We also have Mars, our assertive planet, our inner, the masculine, more divine masculine, kind of how we assert ourselves, what it is we do and what we say in this world. That's also in the sign of Capricorn, and that is only at 5 degrees of Capricorn. So this is a lot of activity. As you can see, we have a few planets in this house, a few planets over here, 2 over here, 2 over here, 1 and 1, but there's 4 going on over here. Legacy's on the mind. It's by no accident that Capricorn season falls on the first of the year, unlike the human calendar, where it's just kind of we're setting our goals, we're doing all the damn things. Pardon me, I'm trying not to swear in my public videos. Capricorn it's cardinal negative earth energy. Yeah, cardinal negative earth energy. So you want to be the first one to do something. If you've ever met a Capricorn, it's they're the goat. They're the goat. This is the Capricorn card. I know I'm jumping ahead, but this is the Capricorn card. He has the glyph of Saturn on his hand. Capricorn is run by Saturn. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. This is kind of the 3D pentacle world, which we know that we are consciousnesses running these human avatars, running these meat suits. This is not the only world that we're living in. This is not the only dimension that we're living in. Literally utilize, thank you so much YouTube, and thank you so much Patreon, and thank you so much Instagram for helping us transcend time and space and for you to understand multidimensionality. Whereas you have no idea when I actually recorded this video, but it is live to you. We're sitting at the table together, you and I, but we're not in this reality, but we're splicing time and space and transcending time and space, and we're understanding things in a multidimensional way. Yeah, to ancient man, this would be so galactic and so odd and so interesting. So, okay, let's talk about the astrology super duper quick when it comes to certain aspects that are happening. So I don't even talk about these normally, but I'm going to highlight them because if they're less than 1 degree happening, within a perfect alignment, what do you mean by any of this, Sarah? Okay, I'm going to want it for you. So the sun and the moon are at 20 degrees of Capricorn. They're in perfect square to the lunar nodes, the north node and the south node, which are at 20 degrees of Aries and 20 degrees of Libra. We've discussed the nodes before, you and I, but let's just talk about them again. So the north node over here is our collective destiny. It's the head of the dragon. It's what we're working towards. And our south node over here in the sign of Libra, in the house of relationships, we're releasing. This is old, kind of past life, for lack of a better term. Past lives aren't linear around here, but just to utilize human language, it's what we're releasing and where we're most super duper comfy. So the north node is going into this Aries. The statement of Aries is I am, so very independent. It's an entrepreneurial time, even independence within partnerships, relationships. How many people do you know that are going through not really a tough time in their relationship, but they're really revisiting values, really revisiting Is this in alignment still? That's, a lot to do with Uranus still retrograde in Taurus. Jupiter also in Taurus went direct on the 30th of December, 2023. So we've been talking about our values. What are our top 5 values and who are the top 5 people in our life? When Jupiter was retrograde, we talked about this a lot last year. And kind of, do my values match with the values of the people that I keep closest to me? And if that is not in alignment, a lot of people are taking very healthy steps. Healthy. You could go back and watch the full moon in Cancer video that I did. What did I label it? Warm irreconcilability. It's just saying we're not a vibrational match anymore, and that is okie dokie. My guides want to remind you that if there are children involved, remember that sometimes partnerships are solely to bring the child into this world, to bring the soul of that consciousness into this world. You do not have to suffer for the children. You do not have to suffer for your child. I know I have very conservative belief systems, and I'm losing people right now where it's like, it's attack on the family unit and they're trying to separate people. But it is so okay. It is so okay. If you are in a verbally abusive, narcissistic relationship with someone, your child does not want you to suffer at all, at all, at all, at all. So there's also, this is really like finding someone to hold space for you and your partner. I had this beautiful download the other day that, if you're with someone that was your 8 out of 10 and you're their 8 out of 10, and you're in the midst of your rocky montage and you've become a new person. Sometimes couples actually become that partner's 10 out of 10 and vice versa, so that don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself in any capacity. Whatever is best for you will be revealed to you. So please take some pressure off. Really ask the God of your understanding, your higher self. I'm going to put the link below to, I have a guided meditation, Meeting Your Higher Self. I have it listed for $2.22, but I believe it's pay what you can. I think you can get it for 1 penny if you're interested, and you could watch it as many times as you'd like. So definitely having an intrinsic connection to your higher self, the God of your understanding, and your VIP people in this world, and also your magical team, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So when the sun and the moon are in square to the nodes, let's get back to that. So we know what the nodes are. North node, our collective destiny, what we're working towards. South node, what we're releasing. What is a square, Sarah? Think of like when you come up to an intersection and you're bumping, bumper to bumper with someone like that. One's got to get out of the way, the other to go. So it's kind of a little bit like a choice point. It's a little bit like sun and moon, and the north node and the south node, there's a lunar node, so they're always in complete opposition to each other. By degree, they function together and they go backwards together. So with this being at a square, it's kind of like the sun and moon. I see them coming up to this intersection where I can either go towards what I know I'm supposed to be doing, or the old way. Yeah. And without judgment. Honestly, when I looked back at the last time that the North Node was in Aries, what was it, 18, 19 years or something like that. I really don't know off the top of my head. But I had made some really codependent choices, and I really did not live my most authentic life. And I had to go through so many things. Like this Pluto transit, Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. So any cardinal sign, Capricorn, Aries, Libra, Cancer, we're ending some serious cycles. So since 2008, I have an Aries sun and a Capricorn moon. Okay? I'm completely transformed. Yeah, that I'll speak from I statements, and I'll let you know. Please have your birth chart with you while you watch these things and know where 20 degrees and 44 minutes of Capricorn is, but also 22 minutes and 45 degrees of Capricorn, because that is where 22 degrees was where that Pluto-Saturn conjunction was, and now we're at 20 degrees. Do you want to know what is at 21 degrees of Capricorn? That's my natal moon. The full blossoming of everything that is my multidimensionality, everything about my connection to spirit, everything about connection to my soul team. It's like the universe, the God of my understanding, was like, oh, child, you can wake up now. Yeah. I wanted to share that because I was very, very grateful for all of that. Literally, like in that picture, oh, that was absolutely awful. Pardon me. In that picture that you saw, I was working 70 plus hours a week in one of the best chair in the building. I was working in a room that had no windows or doors to the outside world. Yeah, my day off, a win, was being able to work out and then go to the office in my workout clothes and do paperwork when nobody could bother me, because it was Sunday, so nobody could call. Yeah, that was my win. And I had stacks and stacks and stacks of back paperwork to do. I was like, oh, look at you. Look at you. Oh, you're just making your father proud. It's all parental issues. If that slapped you across the face, I have a video for free on my YouTube channel, Papa Can You Hear Me, and the other video, and then there was Mother, talking about the father, capital F, and mother, capital M, wounds that many people are experiencing, many mothers and fathers are experiencing. It's just a little bit of a validation for you, if you will. So the sun and the moon squaring the nodes is saying, you come up to a fork in the road. And you've never been down the path of your most authentic self. You've never been your most authentic self before. So it looks kind of scary. But that's the choice. You know, the South Node in Libra, you can choose to lie. You can choose to stay codependent. You can choose to lie by omission to try to keep those scales balanced. You can choose that, but at some point, your truth will be revealed. At some point, you cannot hide from your true self. At some point, a light will be shown on you, you know, complaining about the job or complaining about the partner or whatever. You send the text to the wrong person. You cannot hide from your own self. So look at yourself genuinely in the mirror. Genuinely in the mirror. Once you wash the world off your face, you're the only one that has to look back at you. And finding okie dokiness in who you really are. Finding just happiness and joy. We can be very self-deprecating in Capricorn season. And we can just hate upon ourselves at all times. But there's an astrologer that I really love, Evan Nathaniel Grimm on Instagram, and he was talking about the Mars transit just being like, if you felt like foggy or things aren't really moving forward, your business isn't moving forward, whatever your ideas are moving forward, this is a good time with the Mars transit to just like get it done. Get it done. Do it. Stumble. Make a mistake. Try your best. You've never done this before. It's okay to put yourself out there and say, no. I'm top tier. I'm top tier. The only reason that anyone would judge you, anyone, and it usually comes from someone that you knew as maybe like a contemporary from like a similar watering hole. And then you fear like, what are people going to think? What if I'm putting myself out there. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm becoming an entrepreneur. I'm offering a program. I'm offering these things. I'm writing a book. I'm doing that. The only reason that people judge you is because you trigger in them their ideas of what they're not doing. Truly. That's it. You are shining a light. It's like, picture like a Mary Poppins mirror that you're just taking out and holding it up on your Instagram, on your YouTube, on whatever it may be, wherever you are. And you're holding it up to them. They can't even see you if someone is judging you. They can't even see you. All they're seeing is someone shooting their mother, father shot. That's it. That's it. That's it. And it's okay to trigger people. That's the point of being a light worker, is to trigger people. Yeah. Because you might be the first candle that they've seen in their very dark life. And that can be very jarring at first. Think of those videos when you see people that have been like without sight or something like that, and then they see the sunrise for the first time and they're crying their eyes out. Sometimes when you just show up in someone's light and you're so bright, like it's just, And it can be egoic if we want them to see us in our finest light. Like, I used to get so frustrated when I'd just be skipping down Main Street. I'd go into the cafe, to Cafe Sicilia in Gloucester, if anyone is interested. I'd be walking down Main Street and just skipping, like, me thinking that I'm like golden retriever energy. And then I'll have people like literally walk to the other side of the road and keep walking and walk around me. They can see my guides, they can see my energy, they can see, my big old Lambrusco jacket, and they see the light and they're like, not now. I haven't had my coffee yet. I can't look into the sun right now. And that is not ego in any capacity. I used to literally just be like, they don't like me. So what? I don't like everybody. I don't expect everybody to like me. You don't like everybody, so don't expect everybody to like you. There are billions of people on this planet. You have clients, you have a stage, you have a platform. If you are doing something to be of service, to be on mission, trip and fall, my friends. Trip and fall. That is okay. That is okay. I want us to attempt to release Lilith in Virgo, that need for perfectionism, that need for us to have made it absolutely perfect before we even do it for the first time. There is this story is popping into my head, so I'm going to share it, where I've met people that are very gifted craftspeople. In lifetimes ago, I would knit props for an infant photography company, and I would meet a whole bunch of crafters and a whole bunch of artisans within that realm. And so many of them, I'd be like, wow, you have really powerful stuff. You should, sell it, make an Etsy shop or do something like that. And they just go, well, what if hundreds of thousands of people order? I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm like, well, maybe start and worry about that champagne problem later on. And a fear of success is a big deal. A fear of success is a very big deal. Lazarus, the channel that I've followed since I was a child, talks about that, because you literally have to tell your parents, capital M, capital F, mother and father, the image of them that your inner child knows, and say, I am going to do better than what you have given yourself access to doing. I'm going to do things differently. And in this 2024 entrepreneurial world, we really have to understand, I'm just going to plant a seed. Mercury is conjunct the galactic center. Definitely, I'm going to put the link to Heather Enswood. I can't think of how to pronounce her last name, but I'm going to put the link to her page below. And in her video for this new moon, she speaks eloquently of the galactic center. Pam Gregory does as well. I'm putting the links to both of those teachers. They're my teachers, and I'm very, very grateful for them. Very, very grateful for them. I could not express my gratitude more for YouTube and this community that, I've learned more about astrology, I've learned more about personal growth and development than I could have ever asked for. So I will always offer my introductory videos complimentary. You'll have early access in the Patreon group, but I just have to say that for the YouTube community. So definitely, Mercury conjunct the galactic center is you've been getting dreams. You've been having intuitive gut hits. You've been having however the universe speaks to you in your physical body. From January 12th of 2020 up until this moment in time, there's something behind your eyes that you have wanted to do, wanted to create, wanted to live into, wanted to step into. Whatever it is, you're worthy of it. So even if you have not done any of the work, if you have been brought to my table right now, declare it this new moon. Declare it and tell the God of your understanding, I'm ready to step into that role. Now is my time. You haven't lost your chance, so I don't want the excitement that I'm showcasing right now to say, well, you're so far ahead of me, child. You're doing all this, and I have no idea what I'm doing. Do you know, I spent probably the better part of 3 hours this morning trying to put a Canva menu together. So we all have our skill sets. I can channel multidimensionally, usually in a minimum of 2 universes, normally. Yeah, 2 now kind of 3 minimum, just on standard processing. standard processing. But technology, whoa, not my strong suit. Okie dokie. So a few more by degree that I want to talk about. Mars is in perfect trine to Jupiter. The Sun and Moon is off by 1 degree, but I'm going to highlight it trine to Uranus, which is still retrograde right over here in our house of money, values, and access to resources. So, okay, let's do Jupiter trine Mars. Jupiter, abundant, lucky planet. Mars, assertive planet. We've already talked about Mars. Jupiter is now direct in Taurus in our house of money. We've been talking about our values. We've been reassessing our priorities. We've been aligning ourselves with our most authentic self. This is like the clients finding you, the stage finding you, the people finding you, the formula finding you. What do you mean by formula, Sarah? So we live in a third dimensional matrix that basically like math, consciousness, maybe music had a baby, and that's the world. That's just like quantum physics and like the Big Bang 101. So I'll just leave that there. But it really is, we have laws of this universe that what you give, you receive. We have karmic laws, we have universal laws. So if you understand those laws, you understand that there is a formula. For math, 1 + 1 = 2. Cool. That's a formula. There are formulas for business. There are formulas for healing. There are formulas for gestation periods, if you will. That just popped into my head. So it's like man and a woman, like 9 months later, like it's kind of these types of things, bum, bada bum equals bum. So find your formula. Find what works best for you. Find what your soul is calling you to do. And you can do this in reverse a little bit when we're manifesting. I'm going to try my ever-loving darndest to find a practical manifestation technique and put the link for that below, because it's kind of like a future version of yourself. You live into that future and then you bring it forward into this world. I can't believe that. That was such a fun one. But that's a beautiful way to connect to your future self in a way that's very practical, and very accessible. So what else? There's Saturn is in the mix, Mars is in the, so the planets that are kind of dancing, if you will, the Sun, Moon, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and the nodes. Not that these guys aren't here playing, but these are the ones that are in a dance. So if we narrow it down, what are the houses that were being highlighted? Legacy, public life, career, big highlight. Soul purpose, big highlight. Storefront window of yourself, the beginning, your ascendant sign, your rising sign. That's being highlighted. And then money, please, access to resources, values, people can be resources. And what are we being asked to release? Unhealthy relationships, unhealthy people in our lives. And this is also the house of open enemies. So the word surrender is popping into my head. I'm just going to ask my guides to kind of guide me on this one, because this is a little bit tricky. They're talking about worthy adversaries. Because when you have an adversary in this world, you're choosing actively to participate in that connection with them. So if there's someone in your life that you're like, you're a hanger-oner, why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you thinking about them? And why are you walking into the rooms that they're in? It's okay to go no contact, especially with family. It is okay to love them from afar and to do maybe some processing with spirit counsel, with therapist over the FaceTime, in the FaceTime. It is okay to set physical space. Think of how you feel before seeing them and how you feel after seeing them. Sometimes the FaceTime is the safest. However, you can love people, everyone. You have to love everyone, starting with you. Do you love yourself enough not to put yourself in situations that dim your light? If you're okie dokie with dimming your light, stop, drop, meditate, talk to your guides. Water. It is so fun to feel safe enough to do that, to channel. And to kind of like the first few times I put some of my channeling videos out into the world, I was so like not embarrassed. It's like I'm showing you what it is that I do in a very quantum space. Like I can see my guides here, and then there's usually like another universe that's going on over here that I can see. And so to be able to kind of let them speak and for them to be able to connect with you in the ways that I can see them is an absolute privilege. I feel very, very blessed and very, very honored. Very, very honored. So what else do I want to say about the astrology? It's okay to walk away. It's okay to walk away, and you don't need to soapbox it. You don't even have to tell the person that you're walking away. Because if you want to tell the person that you're walking away, there's an attachment there. And I've done it numerous times with my birth father, numerous times. I'd be like, I'm going to text him and tell him that I'm not going to talk to him anymore. No, Sarah, you're going to start to nurture your inner child and love your inner child and protect your inner child in the way that he literally never could. That's with no judgment. They did the best they could with the tools that they had. I'm not kidding. Our parents did the best they could with the tools that they had. Their brain is a tool. Sometimes they don't have the understanding as to how do I love this child. They didn't have that tool. Knowing how to love your child is a tool. So please forgive them. Forgive yourself. Forgive them. We can't carry that resentment. And I've said this numerous times. I'm just going to put the link to my Gumroad below, and there's the guided meditation for your higher self. There is the generational quests. That's a download that I was given last year that I'm very, very grateful to be able to share. Again, it's $2.22 for that lecture. And it talked about each generation has their own individual quest. And when it comes to parents and children, it's very, very, we came in to heal the whole line. Like the youngest child of each line is here to heal the line. And so if the parent is actively not doing their work, the child in real time contracted doing that work. So if you have a very aggressive child, where are you still angry yourself? If you have an overly emotional child, where did you not allow yourself to feel your emotions? It's right there. It's right there. And I'm not meant to have children in this world. So when I speak to parents, it's very, very, I can only speak from what has happened to me in my life and the downloads that I've received from the God of my understanding and my guides. And it's really, anytime I speak of that, A, it's to protect the very, very demonic issues that are going on in the attack on the children right now, beyond question. And it's B, to help nurture and show my inner child and inner adolescent that they are lovable and multidimensionally. I'm giving this information, I'm getting really emotional, to give them access to it. You know, a super duper mind flip is our guides are other versions of ourselves. Our galactic friends are other versions of us. This is a multiverse. So whatever you believe is. It just is. All right, we're going to go over to the tarot right now. I think that that's going to give us a little bit more information. And is there anything else before the tarot? Nope. I'm actually really excited about Saturn and Pisces right now. I know last year I had talked a lot about mental health. It is no joke right now, but I feel like that was 2023 mental health is no joke right now. I feel as though If you experienced the Saturn in Pisces transit, Saturn is at 4 degrees of Pisces. If you experienced some mental health rockiness last year, myself included, you found team to be able to help you with that. You expressed that to your friends, your family, your immediate VIPs. You learned, what are my triggers? How do I handle it in the moment? What is it that I can do to best support myself? How do I know when this is me, when it is an intrusive thought, when it is my higher self? What is center? So I'm actually really jazzed about the Saturn and Pisces transit going on in 2024. We have to remember that AA was created during a Saturn and Pisces transit. So a lot of us left some addictive tendencies in 2023, and let it be done. Let it be done. And you know, if you are not really, like, we have cycles upon cycles upon cycles. So if you want to go with just God's quarterly, we're in 4th quarter still, and that the spring equinox, that's going to be like the new year. So if you want, like, that's when the sun is over here. So we're in the 4th quarter of that. So if you want to really utilize that as your quarterly, give yourself time now. Don't let January 1st give you any version of anxiety. Don't let this video give you any version of anxiety in any capacity. You have tons of time. You couldn't, and I'm going to swear, so I apologize in advance if this is triggering. You can't fuck this up if you tried. What is meant for you is only meant for you. You have your direct lane to your treasure chest. Stay in your lane. There's no traffic in your lane, and you can sit down in your lane. You can take a nap in your lane. I loved this quote. It was on like a Numi tea. No, actually Numi doesn't do them. It was on a traditional medicinal, something like that. The little tea when you give the little quotes, where it was, nature does not rush, yet everything is accomplished. Actually, I feel like, go back and watch the channeled messages that my guides gave in 2023, in December 2023, for the full moon and the new moon and the full moon. What was the new moon in? In Sag and the full moon. Yeah, they give some really beautiful messages, so definitely go check those videos out. Those are all complimentary, So we've already talked a little bit about this. This is just the major arcana that represents the Capricorn area of the wheel. So layers upon layers. Like, I could just literally see like a spider web of rabbit holes I could walk down with this one, but I just don't. I would like to have the reach in my video that I want more people to be able to have access to this information, so I'm just not going to even engage. Truly, everyone will come into the light. We cannot have a judgment day. I'm going to put Ann Tucker. Yeah. There's a video that she had done about the atrocities of the world, and it was a really powerful message where, like, there's not going to be a judgment day that these bad people get thrown into the pits of hell or like a fire pit or anything like that. They're just going to be shown into the light. This is who they really are. Southern and Libra, this is your true self, giving them an opportunity to be healed, them an opportunity to be seen as they truly are. It's scary to show the world who you are, right, dude? Like, man, my guy. Okay, so this card here represents 11 to 20 degrees. So this is where the new moon is. This is 11 of 20 degrees. What do I got? 11 to 20 degrees. Yeah, if you have some ideas, you're a master of your craft, and there's other people out in the world that are a part of this with you. This is about community. In the Aquarian age, we are co-creators. We are creating with God consciousness. We are creating our world, but also you can't do any of this alone. You need community. You really do. And if you do not feel as though you belong in the community you're in, start to comment on certain videos, or comment below in this video if you're here with me. Where are you from? What area of the world are you from? What's your sign? Sun, moon, and rising. Like, an Aries sun conjunct Jupiter in the 5th house, Capricorn moon in the 3rd house, and a Scorpio rising conjunct Pluto in the 12th. Yeah, I was made to do this. That's why, you know, I just have been told I look like I'm in my 20s. I'm 36. I'm gonna be 37 this year. I'm so jazzed about this. It's gonna be fun. But so this is about mastery over here. Think of the tripod. It's the first time that you can, you know, basically build a structure and have it stand up completely. Every single person here is a master of their craft. One cannot be without the other. So this is a really beautiful thing. And I want the next card, which is 21 to 30 degrees of Capricorn, to be a little bit of a choice point. Again, nodes. Because there's two very, very different meanings to this card. Honestly, I might talk about this in the tarot tier. Yeah. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, that's a really great lecture card for that. And the link is in my About section for that, which is I think it's $8 a month investment. I do one tarot reading for the group and one tarot teaching video or lecture, just talking about like how to clear your cards. I already talked about the Fool. The last one was why the establishment does not like the tarot. Some really juicy stuff in there. So I think I'm going to do this card next over there, because two very, very different meanings. One of them is about like hoarding. You know, he wears a crown and he's still crouched down, really like saying, "It's my precious, it's my pentacle." But his back is exposed, dude. You really can't protect yourself completely. Or the complete opposite of that is a very blessed, very protected being that utilizes his, finances, his pentacles for good. The feet on the ground are protected. His chest area, his like heart and solar plexus chakra are protected, and his crown is also protected. So two very different meanings. So I really love that you can have that choice completely in a T-square to the nodes. It's so scary. I know it's so scary to do the things that you've never done before because you've never done them before. Yeah. But there's jitterbugs, and then there's complete, like, if it's complete anxiety to the point of like you can't even function and get out of bed, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Ask for help. Email directly for a private session. I'm available for you. So know that you're not alone in that capacity. But my guy, if this is really your like SHIT or get off the pot type moment, or if you're feeling like I want to be doing this big thing, maybe start to look into a different education or a program, or working as an apprentice for someone, or reaching out to someone and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a mentor. Would you be interested in having lunch with me? I'll buy you lunch. I'd love to pick your brain." Really. Really. Yes, as a collective consciousness, as human beings, we've never ascended to the fifth dimension before or upgraded in human form before, but when it comes to, having a thriving business or being an entrepreneur, like someone has done what it is that you want to do and you can learn from them. Even, Bob Proctor, I'm going to put the link to his page below as well. Bless his heart and soul. He's passed on. And since then, he's been very, very helpful within the quantum space for many people. And this is the royalty that represents the Capricorn Decan of the astrological wheel. So nurture and nourish and love up on what it is that you do have. Utilize the resources that you have for your greatest good. Remember Tony Robbins, the secret to living is giving. Just give. What do you have an abundance of? Go back to the end of last year. I'd say from like October, November, and December, when we really revisited our values. What were our top 5 values? Is money on that list? Money equals freedom in this world. Money equals safety. Money equals health. Money equals wellness. Money equals taking care of myself. Money is cozy. Money is classy. If money is on that list and you feel as though you're short on that, what else is on the list? Honesty, being of service, processing. If honesty is on that list, you can honestly call one of the people in your VIP group and say, "Hey, what's up? I got like an hour or two. I just want to listen to you and see what's going on in your life and just hold space for you." You can do that. That's free. Being kind is free. Complimenting someone that you see on the street is free. Saying thank you, holding the door for someone is free. Giving a little bit, like maybe giving like $7 or $8 to the barista and saying, "Hey, when you see somebody that needs it, buy this for them." Because if we do the thing where it's like the person behind you, there's sometimes ego involved, but if you like literally give it. So it was a year or so ago, I had a table at my restaurant job that had said, "Could you please buy a dessert for a random table in the restaurant?" Random table. and put it on the bill and don't tell them who it's from. Just buy them dessert. And so I was so flabbergasted. I like went up to one of my coworkers. I was like, do you have a table? You really like them and you want to do something nice for them? And she's like, oh my God, I really do. There's this 3-top over here and they were at table 20. And she was like, oh my God, they're so cute and they're so lovely. They just got back from a trip and they're taking grandma out or something like that. Completely different rooms. And it was like Christmas morning. It was Christmas morning for the service workers with the service heart. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Do something nice for a stranger. Do something nice for your neighbor. Yeah. Flowers are cool. Buying flowers for people. That's amazing. I love that. I love that. I think that's it. Yeah. We're going to have a full channeled message in the Patreon group. So if you're interested in that, if you're watching this on YouTube, definitely go check out the link for the Patreon group. We're going to have, it's a $10 a month investment, and I've already listed what it is going to be in there. It'll be the all signs reading, channeled message, and some tips and tricks as to like how to utilize the energies and things like that. So I'm very, very excited. But really, it's $10 a month investment for the new moon and the full moon. So it's like very, very accessible. I'm trying my absolute best to create the proper, actually not to create, to utilize the formula that already exists in this 3D world that fits my heart and soul and my mission. That's what we have to do. We're all here on mission. We're all here to do something. Show the world what COVID birthed. I think that's it, y'all. I think that's it. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. Please comment below what you're going through. What is it that, is really being highlighted in your birth chart? What is happening at, between 20 and 22 degrees of Capricorn in your chart? What planets, what angles are all getting highlighted? All the different things. Like, this is an incredible time to utilize these metaphysical practices, understand with our leadership, personal growth, and development tools how to be the most authentic version of ourselves. That's my mission. That's my mission. One last few. These are my ambitious pants. I know. I love you so much. I will see you soon.